We got some more feeler episode this week.
Feeler episode.
It's an interesting episode for sure.
Uh-huh.
Sure is. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha is episode number 79. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Ow and Ladium.
Hello.
This week we are discussing season 3, episode 24, episode 78, entitled Only You, Sango.
There's so many weird gaps between like sentences and people saying Sango in this episode.
Sango.
I was just like da 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 Sango. Da 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 Sango. It's like you don't have to take a breath after like you say a sentence and then
You gotta say her name for emphasis.
emphasis. And also match the lip flaps.
Yes, that as well.
Uh,
We kick off this episode and there's a bear terrorizing a village.
Roar.
And they're like, we need a demon slayer to help us out.
Roar.
Yes, big roars, of course. Inuyasha and the gang are walking in the rain, and Inuyasha doesn't want to use an umbrella because that's only for women and children.
Toxic masculinity in Inuyasha here.
And Kagome's like, you're going to get a cold. Also, using an umbrella is very good at points. And he's like, I don't understand. Gonna tell me about that.
Also, the funny thing about this episode is that like it starts with a small recap of like what's going on with the plot, but then it's also like,
right.
but Inuyasha's dumb and he doesn't realize that Moroku and Sango have feelings for each other. I'm like, what? What happened to all this stuff you're talking about with Naraku?
That doesn't matter.
No, dumb Inuyasha. So yeah, this is Inuyasha being dumb.
Yep. A bunch of dudes just roll up and they're like, are you Sango? And Baroku's like, yes, this is Sango.
I was like, why is he answering for her?
And they're like, we have a inquiry for Sango. We must speak with you. And they're like, hey, we got a demon and we want you to kill it. Here's a bunch of money to do so.
This is half of the money.
This is half of it. If once you kill the demon, you'll get the other half. And she's like, I can't take this much money. I can't do this. They're like, no, we will. This we'll give you this much money. And then this other dude just rolls up and he's like, oh, you must accept Sango. And it is Kuronosuke Takeda, who is the lord of the village. And he's like, oh, do you remember me, Sango? And she's like, I don't know who you are.
He's got a tooth shimmer too. Like whenever he smiles, his teeth glitter.
And Kagome's like, ooh, maybe you remember. And she's like, no, I don't remember.
No, I don't know who this guy is.
They go to his village and he explains what's happening, and she's like, oh, right, you were like this little snot-nosed brat when I came and destroyed this demon like 6 years ago.
Yep.
And then he's like, yes, please defeat this demon. Also, please marry me. You are going to be my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
He's like, I fell in love with you when we were 12.
And she's like, I don't know what to do about this.
And Kagome's like, I see an opportunity here. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They get a bunch of food, but Sango gets the most food, and Inuyasha is not happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Sango's still very upset about this proposal she has received, and Moroku just goes and hits on this maid lady. And that makes Sango mad. She just bonks him and leaves. And Kagome is like, why would you do that? What are you doing? And Moroku's like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm just doing my thing. Sango runs into the Lord Man, and they go off and talk. Moroku goes off, and Kagome goes to follow him. And then we just get all these weird in between shots of Inuyasha and Shippo eating all the food while everyone's away.
And sleeping at one point.
And just falling asleep after they ate so much food.
Yep. They're like, all this extra food she got left, we'll eat it. We got this.
So Kagome's whole thing in this episode is she's going to be an instigator and try and push forward Moroku and Sango together. And Moroku's just like, I'm not going for this. I'm not doing that. No. You can't fool me. So because he keeps starting to like, oh, what do you think about this, huh? You know, you're not that good of a bachelor. Well, this guy, hey, look at this guy. He's like, oh well, okay, whatever.
He's like, you don't have any money, you don't have a home, you don't have any titles. Like, wow, this guy's never gonna cheat on his wife.
He's like, okay,
all right,
see ya. And then they stumble upon the two of them on a bridge, and
Yes.
Kagome spooks Moroku, and he's like,
Ugh.
because he just jumps out of a bush at him.
Yeah.
They listen in on Kuronosuke chit chatting to Sango and how he's like, "Oh, I love you. I will wait for you forever if I need to." Because he's like, "I don't want to get married. I got stuff I got to do.
I gotta
I'm
finish
on
this
a
quest.
journey." She's like, "Oh," he's like, "Okay, I'll wait for you forever if I need
I've,
to.
I've, I've waited this long. I'll wait
I've waited this long.
longer.
I'll wait longer." And she's like, "Well, that's nice. I'm happy that you told me this. That's cool." And then Moroku hears that and he's like, "I'm out of here." But then like he doesn't hear the part where she's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole marriage thing though. Sorry."
Yeah.
Kagome chases after Moroku and she's like, "What? You gotta go stop them." And he's like, "No, that's her decision to decide. If she wants to be happy and like do things that way and like have a life that's not filled with like fighting for her life all the time, like that's her decision to make.
Yeah,
I'll be
like
happy for her regardless."
stable life is not a bad life.
Yeah, and Kagome, and he's like, "You'll understand when you're older." And Kagome's like, "The heck happened here?"
Um, okay, so I feel like we need to talk about this.
Okay.
I mean, obviously Kagome is framing it as like, oh no, this is bad. Like Moroku doesn't care. But like Moroku's not wrong at all in any of
He's being
this.
very mature about
He's
it.
being extremely mature about it. Like he's like, okay, I understand that decision. Or like, he's not being like overtly gross jealous guy. Um, he's just I mean, he does pull the like shenanigans with the one girl. So that part was not good. But everything else is like he's legitimately trying to put her first. And like he even says at one point, like it's her decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not like forcing something on her, which I mean, I would think is a good thing for Moroku because he's not always like this.
Yeah, but
Obviously it
also,
won't stick because it's filler.
yeah,
Um, but
but
yeah, the
also
whole hitting
Kagome's
on the
just like
girl.
a middle teenage girl who's just like, "I gotta get my friends together, yay!" It doesn't
No,
understand the
you're
like
right.
the complications of everything.
Well, and she also doesn't understand like the complications of this time period.
Right.
Like in this time period, getting that proposal and having like a very stable life was something that you really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, demon stuff aside, like that would have been very desirable. And you don't always get that choice in like who you marry then. So like, she obviously doesn't think about it that way because she's got a very like modern mindset on dating and love and all that. She even imagines them in like a modern wedding setting at one point, which is funny. Um, but yeah, you're right. I mean, she's a 15-year-old girl, so like she's gonna 15-year-old girl it up. But
Yeah.
um, I was just I didn't remember this episode, which I'm finding that I don't remember a lot of episodes, but I didn't remember this one in
There's a lot of
particular.
episodes of this show.
It's a lot of episodes of this show. But I was kind of surprised on the Moroku writing in this that he didn't pull like the like gross jealous that Inuyasha does all the time. Minus the one thing with the girl.
But that's always he always does that.
He
So
always does that. I feel like that's more habit for him at this point than him actually
yeah,
being serious.
yeah. But yeah, I agree with what you say there. You
All
say
right.
there
Yay. And he does like run into her and is like, I wish the best for you.
because he doesn't know like exactly like because she turned him down. He thinks like, oh, she's gonna go through with it.
Right.
So he doesn't know the full situation, and she hears that and is like, "Oh, what the heck? Why isn't he
Yeah.
stopping me? What
Does
the
he not
heck?"
actually care about me?
Yeah. So it's like they have that happen. She's gonna like say something to him, and then like the demon attacks, and she's just like, everyone gets all done up, and she's like, "I'm gonna beat up this demon," and Sango's like,
This
this
was
is my
mine.
fight. I gotta blow off some steam."
Inuyasha says something to the effect of like, there is no one on this planet right now who could
Yeah.
beat her right now.
She beats the crap out of the demon and everything, and does the thing, and she thinks she beats it, but then it gets back up, and Moroku steps in to save her, And he's like, yeah, I think this is also like a vengeful spirit. It's not actually a demon, so I got to do my thing here. And he
I'm gonna
throws
throw a
a big
bunch of paper.
talisman at it, and it makes it go bleh, and it goes away. And then they're like, oh, by the way, we just kept this pelt from the bear for 6 years because we were going to turn this into a tourist trap, and it failed miserably, and we just kind of didn't do what we were supposed to do. So
Oops.
they burn a big bear pelt.
Yeah, which
It's
is
a
what they were
giant
supposed to
fire.
do. Also, at one point, like Kagome gets mad at Moroku because she's like, "What did you say to her?"
Yeah.
Ray!
He's like, I don't know. I didn't, nothing in particular.
And his wound heals like immediately.
Yeah. He's fine.
He's fine.
Uh, it rains again. Sango says goodbye to the Lord Man, who again they do a good job I think with this dude as well. Who's like he's like, I understand you got to go on your journey and everything. Understand your feelings and all that. I'll wish you well. See you later. I mean, he also like it says internally like, oh, I will never give up on you, Sango. Which I mean, who cares because he's never gonna be seen again. But
He's
like,
never gonna be seen again.
it was nice here
But
as well that
he
they
outwardly
didn't
handles it well.
like make him be like, oh, I'm gonna be weird about this and everything, and Trill fight for you and everything, and all that sort of stuff. He's just like, all right, I understand. See ya.
He
You gotta
does
do
get
what you gotta do.
the tooth glitter again though when he
Yeah.
smiles.
And then Moroku's hat umbrella broke, so he can't wear it. So Kagome's like, Sango, here's an umbrella. Do the thing. And Sango offers the umbrella, and they walk together for a little bit, and they're like, "Ee." And then of course Moroku touches Sango's butt, so she just smacks him, and he's bonked and everything. But she has a little giggle about it, and
Yeah.
Inuyasha the whole time is like, huh?
Ah.
And Shippo's in his tiny little leaf umbrella.
He's got a
It's
little
very
leaf
good.
umbrella. It's really cute.
And that's how they end the episode.
Yep.
So a little weird episode. I mean,
Yep.
I'm always cool with Sango getting cool fight scenes, so that was fun.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she wrecked this episode.
And I always enjoy the parents getting, time in the sun.
Yeah,
Because
and
it's like, we've said this before, I think, in these episodes, but like, the writing for them is much better than it is for Inuyasha and Kagome and all that sort of stuff.
yep,
So,
yep. When I have to deal with the like strange love triangle with a dead girl,
nope.
I enjoy their romance scenes much more. It's
Way,
it's
way
it's.
better.
I mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. It's funny how as I've gotten older, when I was much younger and watching this, I was like, oh, Inuyasha and Kagome. I love their love story. And now I'm just like, no, no, this is terrible. This is annoying. Y'all are awful for each other. These two, though, they're great. They're great. So that's what happens when you get older. You switch from being full in on Inuyasha and Kagome and going full in on Moroku and Sango instead.
The way to be.
It's true. It's only the right
Uh,
decision.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Next time, we will be discussing season 3, episode 25, or episode 79, entitled Jockin's Plan to Steal the Tetsaiga.
What a weird episode.
The Looney Tunes episode.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, basically. We'll get into all that next week, but for now, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup, and you can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. So join us next week as we find out how Jockin's going to steal a sword.
Maybe.